what was really intriguing to me was the story of the ancient Hawaii. Ancient Hawaii, the people, just looking at the shirt that you're wearing right now, right? There's so much mana in this shirt. I'd love for you to kind of touch up a little bit on what's going on.
It's just my representation of Umi and his. If he was to sit around playing video games, that's the guys he would have inside his house with him. Yeah, close friends. They were his go-to guys as far as he needed. Bro, you're gonna take care of my army of 10,000 guys in the field. We're gonna be gone for about 2 weeks now. You're gonna make sure we're fed well. His quartermaster, or his strategist guy. How we gonna get these guys? Yeah, how we gonna flank them? Or his kahuna. Did you check? Is it okay if we go? Do we have the blessings of the akua? So you get all these different guys, and every ali'i had an aha ula, or aha is cord made out of sennit. Ula is the color red. It's also could also mean the blood ties or family ties that connect these group of distinguished men together, that tie them to their ancestors. So it's a very powerful group of decision makers. We're not going to even get into that, but right now, Washington, D.C., the new guy is setting his ahaula, his guys, all his so same. These guys did the same, yeah. So they were all different distinguished men and women, because each one of them had a stalwart wahine too, because you cannot forget about them. And then a lot of people don't realize sometimes in battle, the women accompanied their husbands, and they were just as ferocious as the men in battle. You see the mama grizzly bear, right?
Yeah.
When somebody messes with her cubs, that's innate in all females with their babies and stuff like that, I think, yeah. Just as powerful on the battlefield too.
Yes, I love that you said. I love that you say that, because one of your most captivating paintings was of the Wahine, and how strong and I would even say some of them were ferocious looking. The type of woman that a modern day Hama wouldn't want to mess with.
Yeah, and also not only that's the kind you take on a canoe when you're discovering a new islands. That's the kind you take, because they can handle no more water, running out of food. They're stout. They're just the DNA stuff. That's the kind of
yeah. So if you don't mind, I'd love to get into the story of that painting with the Wahine.
Yeah, that I finished a series lately. It was football season, so I said, you get all the different rivalries, right? Not really a big football fan or even sports fan in general, but I like the rivalries, it can get pretty intense. And so this particular one, I finished all the kane, but then the Wahine said, bro, what about us? What? I go,
what do you mean when you say the Wahine said? You heard actual voices?
It's promptings. Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe my own voice, I hear my own voice, but it's repeating what they're saying, yeah. And then even when I did the rivalry series, had some of these guys, bruh, you're not gonna forget about us. And I apologize. Kalani Pu'u was the last, but he was notorious of not only the Maui guys, Ke Kaulike and all those guys. And then when he dies, his sons, he takes over the rash. He was like a rash to the Maui guys. They like, how are we going to get rid of this guy? Especially when he controlled Hana. He had that fort. All of Maui was Maui guys, except Hana. They couldn't kick him out until Kahikili figured, going to cut off his water, his fresh water supply. Then what are you going to do? Drink rain, if not raining. That's finally got him out. But with the Wahines, again, very supportive of the husband. And this particular group is Kaiana's one of his wives, and her name was Kekupu Ohi. He loved her dearly, and Kaiana was very well versed. He was probably the most well-traveled ali'i on the planet at that time. Been to Canton, China. He'd been to the Philippines. He'd been to the Pacific Northwest. And he made a lot of friends with different captains from the French fleet, from the British fleet, and of course the American fleet too. When you read their records and their ship's logs, they're talking about him. He was a man of character. He was a good guy. And so he meets Kekupu Ohi, and she's enamored with him. There's an account that's in the history books when he's walking in Canton, China. They say, who's this 6'5" Greek statue come to life? 6'5", about 270, bro. Walking down the street with his mahi'ole and his
Oh,
Bruh.
must have been
Yes,
nuts
sir.
for the Chinese people.
Yes, sir. And so they get together, and I don't know who suggested it, but she probably said, "Hey, teach me how to shoot," because she was expert with guns and armament. He taught her how to shoot, probably one Brown Bess musket or one Kentucky rifle. She shot really well. I think if you can do 3 rounds in 1 minute, you're good. You know, low powder. So she taught her buddies how to shoot, and they became expert marks people. And Kamehameha had one special squad of Wahine sharpshooters that he used in his campaigns, and they were deadly.
Well, tell me this: what did the introduction of guns do to the Hawaiian culture and warfare in general?
I think when you think about it, because you'll have your the two factions again, yeah. You're trying to, back in Hawaii, in those days, in my understanding, it was not about ownership, it was about stewardship. You're not taking care of this place good. I get big family coming up, I'm going to remove you, I'm going to fire you, and I'm going to put my family in to take care of the stewards of the land, the ocean, and all of that. And so that's what it was about. And unfortunately, that led to Hawaiians killing Hawaiians, of course. Happened all over Polynesia, though,
There already was killing each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for it, but, you can have another long conversation about the Tongans and Samoans. They don't like each other. You watch when they play rugby. I'll still get some
Rivalry.
stuff going on, bro.
Yeah.
And don't call one Tongan Samoan and vice versa.
Yeah.
Pretty
True.
to correct you right away. So, but it is what it is. So when you're a warring chief and you see this, muskets or fire, I can use that. That will help me. Yeah, because the guy is like 100, 200 yards away. I don't have to be so good with my Mars stone anymore. This bug is pretty good. I can just boom and then, or the cannon, and I can take out 10 guys one time. So they started to incorporate. All the chiefs saw the advantage, all the warring chiefs, but Kamehameha had control of the best harbors. Everybody like trade, but if you cannot stop and unload your goods, how are you going to trade? Kamehameha controlled a lot of the best stuff, so he got a lot of the creme de la creme, bro.
So that was like kind of the beginning of Westernization.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And then with that also came missionaries, right? Slowly, and then ideology. And over the years, it led to the current American occupation of the Aina. How does that make you feel?
I don't want to say inevitable, but when you really think about it, if it wasn't the Yankees, it would have been the Russians or somebody else, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of time, with that type of global, what do they call it, brother? When they come in and they say, oh, what you guys been doing all this? It's not right. I'm going to indoctrinate you now. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The British had the biggest army and the biggest navy on the planet. They was all over the world, bro. Romans tried to do the same thing even before that, but it wasn't as expansive as the British was, yeah. The French, they tried to. They go to Spanish too, Spain, yeah. King Alfonso, all those guys, they want to get the gold. They find gold in South America now, yeah. Bring them back to Spain, right? And even before Captain Cook, they had the gold guys, the Spaniards, going to the Philippines to try to look for gold. And so on some of the Spanish charts, they have the islands in it. So there might have been contact even before Cook. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. And Hawaiians and Polynesians in general are masters of navigation and the sea, right? And being able to travel like that. Wow. What else?